But it was interesting for me to find out that it really originated back in the 1968 convention, and which was a lively convention from what I read. And it was, good and look at shy. It's a tough audience. It really was, at that point, it became that there were people within the party that had such a strong influence that they were really serving up the candidates. You know, I think it was the Mayor Daley of Chicago was like all of a sudden saying, these are the people who we're voting for, and this is our candidate. And so it seemed a little bit more of a motley crew kind of way of designating. So at the convention, actually, there was a commission that was set up to say, hey, we want to put the brakes on this. Let's do a study. And then in 1972, I believe it was, the commission came out, I think it was the McGovern Commission, that had actually a report that said, let's create this this level of superdelegates, which is not really what they're called. Marianne's what they're really called. But it is an opportunity to say, whoa, you know, if there is some kind of kingpin out there that's pushing their agenda, there is this layer that can push back and say, no, 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 this is how it should be represented. And so that kind of went on. And in 1980, do you all remember the Mondale, Gary Hart experience? You know, Gary Hart pre the Buxom Blonde experience. But he has, at that point, he had won 19 primaries, I think, and Mondale had won 10. But Mondale understood that layer that was set up, and so he went through not the back door, but the other way, and actually secured all the superdelegates. So at that point, it was like, you know, that and maybe that picture that came out with him sitting on her lap or vice versa, that kind of derailed. And so I would imagine that Gary Hart would not be an advocate and not be really excited about the superdelegate process. So I really tell you that background because I found it interesting that there are reasons why it was put in place that had merit, and there are also reasons certainly why it may be a bit antiquated and need to be tweaked. But that's what kind of has brought us to this apex.